My name is Matheus. I'm a dancer coming from Brazil, from the crazy city São Paulo. And I work as a dancer and also as a graphic designer. I started to dance in 2016 in this professional training program in São Paulo called Núcleo Luz. I remember to feel when I started to dance that it was free and somehow I could zoom inside of myself, and that was a moment when I could kind of mute the outside world, especially in São Paulo, like this crazy noisy city. That was a moment for myself to really be quiet and with myself. And I feel that stays with me until now. Like I feel that it's something that I keep feeling. So when I'm dancing, it's also this meditative state where I can be with myself. The starting point of my solo was a year ago when I was in this professional training program in Israel named the Sadna. I was in the second year at the Sadna, and during that process we were asked to create a solo, to start a solo. I started that process in September of 2023, and that was a month before the beginning of the war. I left the country a week after the beginning of the war, and I could never finish that process that was already going, and it was already like somehow with me. When I left the country and I found myself in a foreign place where I couldn't really understand what reality was, and I couldn't really understand where I was at that moment, I had that solo that was a memory from the past. And somehow I wanted to keep working on that because that was a way for me to keep connected to so much memories, good memories that I had. So I was still working on it. I still was going in the studio when I had time and was still keeping that flame alive. But of course, with time and things becoming more and more complex, and understanding that I couldn't go back to the life that I had before, this material was also hurting me and creating kind of a wound. And I remember finding myself in the studio and thinking that solo, it became this scar inside of me. And that was the time when I thought, yes, like I think this is how I can name it now. Like this is the wound, and a piece, a solo for all the things that I cannot be anymore. And again, I was like feeling this kind of powerless, and there was nothing I could do. It was really out of my hands and out of my control. So, but somehow I couldn't let that go as well. Like it was hurting me, but I couldn't let that go. And that was also in one day in the studio when I found that like I could also develop and take a step further into this research. And I could then like also focus on my hands, and somehow that also shifts my perspective. I found myself kind of being led by my own hands, and then I found the possibility of like looking at it and how this is such a powerful instrument that can also create and at the same time destroy. It can give birth to a kid, but it can also sentence a death. You can take care of someone, but you can also slap. You can caress, but you can also punch. So it has this contrast, and I was feeling also inside of this contrast of like, I don't think I can I was feeling myself inside of this contrast of like, I don't think I can ever again experience fully happiness, because there will always be something hurting.